Just from Orlando. Good morning, Aaron.
Oh, good morning. Today, the Attorney General is going to be releasing some transcripts of Omar Mateen's conversations with 911 dispatchers. She says it's going to shed light on some of his motives. Now, we know that in one of those phone calls, he pledged his support to ISIS. I'm not sure what else he may have said beyond that could shed more light on his motives. But the Attorney General made clear she considers this an act of hate and an act of terror. So perhaps there were some statements that he made in regard to the gays that he targeted.
What's the timeline? When did these 911 calls happen?
The 911 calls happened about a half an hour into the massacre. So if it started at around 2 a.m., about 2:30 is when he was on the phone with 911 dispatchers. We've heard there were 3 calls. One initially he hung up. The second, he was on the phone for a bit and then hung up, and then the dispatcher called him back per their training, and that's when they had the more extensive conversation.
Do we know how long these 911 calls lasted?
It couldn't have been very long, given the way they were portrayed, but we'll see now in the sense of what the transcripts say and whether they actually do shed any light. They may also shed light on what police were understanding was going on inside, which may have delayed their response going in.
Aaron Katersky, anything more we know on the wife? Any closer to any resolve there?
I'm not sure there is. The Attorney General indicated, as we've reported, that the prosecutors are in no rush to charge, and there may be things in the wife's background that make prosecutors give prosecutors pause. We've heard from one of her teachers that questioned whether she has the mental capacity to be answering some of the questions from law enforcement. So there's all sorts of things for prosecutors to consider before they get into criminal charges, although they are, we know, actively considering some.
Yeah. Are they going to release the entire 911 call, or are they going to edit out some parts?
I think they'll edit some, and they may, if there are any particularly gory references, they want to spare the families, having to hear that from the mouth of the killer of their relative.
Right, yeah. Aaron Katersky live in Orlando. Aaron, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, McGraw.
Yeah, 7:08 here.